Hi guys, welcome back. Today is our day 2 for Linux with the shell scripting course. In the last session, we discussed about some important information related to Linux, where we are going to use Linux operating system in the real time. In the real time, for our project infrastructure, we are going to use Linux machines like to deploy our applications, to set up Jenkins server, Docker server, Kubernetes server, Nexus repositories, SonarQube, ELK, Ansible, Terraform, all these softwares we are going to install by using Linux machines only in the industry. So that is the reason Linux OS is very famous in the industry and very popular in the industry as part of our project operations. So definitely every software engineer should know how to work with Linux machines to survive in the job. So these are the several use cases where we are going to use Linux operating system. Next one, who can learn this Linux operating system? There are no prerequisites here, guys. It's from 0 to hero level course. Undergraduates also can attend this course. Graduates who are trying for the jobs, they can attend. And the people who are already working in the company, those people like who are working as developers, testers, DevOps engineers, cloud engineers, all those people can attend this course. Definitely, this is going to be helpful for all of these candidates. Then what are the prerequisites to attend this course? As I told you, it is 0 to hero level course, no specific prerequisites available. The only thing is you should have one laptop to do the practice, and you should have AWS cloud account. It is also free of cost. Free tier account is required so that you can do the practicals. It's not just a theory class, guys. It's completely practical session. So every day practicals will be available. To do that practice, we need one Linux machine. So you don't need to purchase a separate computer for that. We can create one virtual machine in the AWS cloud. For that, you need to have account in the AWS cloud. Then we will set up one Linux virtual machine in the AWS cloud for our practice. Good. Coming to the course content that already I have explained in the yesterday's session, and I have given the PDF document also what we are going to learn as part of this course. We will learn how to work with Linux machines, Linux architecture, how to work with the files and directories in the Linux, how to work with the editors in the Linux, user management, sorry guys, file permissions, file ownership, networking commands, link files, package managers, software installation, shell scripting, cron jobs scheduling, interview questions, and all these things we are going to discuss as part of this course. Then we discussed about what is operating system. Operating system is a software which will provide the platform to use a computer. So if you purchase a computer without operating system, there is no use of that computer. For every computer, operating system is mandatory. That operating system will act as a mediator between users and computers. So for a computer, hardware components will be available. Directly, we cannot communicate with hardware components of the computer. So if you want to use that computer, you need one platform. That platform will be provided by operating system. So there are several operating systems available in the market, like Windows operating system, Linux operating system, and Mac operating systems are available. Okay, then next one. So here, coming to the operating systems, there are several operating systems available. Let's understand Windows operating system first. Windows developed by Microsoft, and it is paid version, guys. You need to purchase the license of the Windows, and it is GUI based operating system. User interface will be available when you want to work with the Windows to create the file, to delete the file, to copy the content, everything you can perform by using GUI. And Windows is single user based operating system. Only one user can access Windows machine at a time. And in the Windows, security features are very less. That's why antivirus softwares we need to install to protect our machine from the virus. And so Windows operating systems are recommended for personal use only, guys. If you want to play some games, if you want to watch movies, if you want to attend some online classes, then Windows operating system is recommended. But if you want to set up your project infrastructure, if you want to set up your Jenkins server, to set up Docker, to set up Kubernetes, to deploy your application, to store your application logs, for that, Windows is not recommended. We will go for Linux operating system. Linux operating system is not belongs to any company. It is a community-based operating system. It is a free and open source operating system, guys. And Linux is a CLI-based operating system. Everything is command-based in the Linux. If you want to create a file, you need to execute a command. If you want to download your software, you need to execute a command. So Windows is GUI-based, whereas Linux is CLI-based. And another beauty with the Linux, it is multi-user based operating system. Nothing but multiple users can connect with the single Linux machine at a time, and they can perform parallel work also. And it provides a high security, and Linux is highly recommended for business use cases, right? Linux history we already discussed in the last session. It is developed by Linus Torvalds, a student at that time. In the 1991, he developed this Linux operating system by using Linux operating system, right? And for Linux operating system, there are so many distributions available. Linux operating system source code he has given for free of cost in the market. So many companies downloaded the source code of the Linux operating system, and they modified that code according to their requirement, and they released into market with their own brand names. Those are called as Linux distribution. There are 200 plus Linux distributions available. Amazon Linux, Red Hat Linux, Ubuntu Linux, CentOS, SUSE Linux, Kali Linux, and Fedora Linux. Like this, 200 plus distributions available for Linux operating system. Now, coming to this one, we need to do the Linux practice. So now we need to start the practicals on the Linux operating system. For that, I'm going to create one Linux machine in the AWS cloud, and I will connect it to the Linux machine by using SSH client. Okay, so here in the AWS, there is a service called EC2 service is available. By using EC2, you can create virtual machines in the AWS cloud, and you can connect it to that virtual machine by using one SSH client software. You can use Git Bash as a client. You can use Mobile Extreme as a client. You can use PuTTY also as a client. Okay, you can use anything. For all these three approaches, I have already given videos in the YouTube. How to create EC2 instance, how to connect with by using Git Bash, how to create EC2 instance, how to connect with by using Mobile Extreme, how to connect with the EC2 instance by using PuTTY. So that means I will create one Linux machine in the AWS cloud, and I want to connect with that Linux machine. So there are different approaches available. All these approaches I have already explained, and I have given those videos also in our Ashok IT YouTube channel. Got my point. Now, so without wasting our time, let us set up one Linux machine in the AWS cloud. I logged in into my AWS cloud account. So here you can search for the services. You can use a compute option. Here you can see EC2, virtual servers in the cloud. So go to EC2. Anybody who don't know how to create account in the AWS, for that also I have given the video. You can go through that and you can set up your account. Fine. So with this, I'm able to log in into my AWS cloud account, and I'm going with the EC2 instance, and I will create one Linux machine by using this EC2 service in the AWS cloud. Okay, so here there is an option called launch instance option is available. Let me use this launch instance option, and let me give the name for the instance. So I'm giving the name as my first Linux VM. I'm giving my instance name as first Linux VM. You can give any name for that. Then don't change anything. I'm keeping it as it is, Amazon Linux. T2 micro I'm keeping. T2 micro, which is free tier eligible, guys. If you use this machine, monthly 750 hours free of cost for 1 year. You no need to pay any bill amount for using T2 micro. Key pair. This is important point here. You need to create one key pair in order to connect with this machine securely. So let me choose the key pair here. I'm selecting the key pair name as Ashok IT Linux. Ashok IT Linux, I'm giving the name. You can give any name for that. Whenever you click on the create key pair, that key pair will be downloaded into our system. Okay. So let me give the name as Ashok IT Linux. Click on create key pair. When I click on create key pair, that key pair is created and selected, and it is downloaded into my system. We need that key pair in order to connect with the Linux machine. Okay, that's it. I have selected EC2 service in the AWS, which is used to create virtual machines in the AWS. I'm selecting the name AMI. I'm using as Amazon Linux. As I told you, there are several Linux distributions available. Amazon Linux, Ubuntu Linux, Red Hat Linux, like that. SUSE Linux is available. Debian Linux is available. There are so many distributions available for the Linux operating system. Currently, I'm using Amazon Linux distribution to set up a Linux machine. I want to set up one machine with Linux operating system. That machine type is a T2 micro, which is free of cost in the AWS. I'm taking one machine for rent in the AWS cloud for free of cost. No need to pay money for that. Then key pair I have selected, and security group by default it is coming with SSH protocol. No need to make any change for that. Then click on launch instance. With this, my EC2 instance is getting created in the AWS cloud. Click on this instance ID. Then you can access that machine data and you can connect with that machine. As we discussed, there are multiple ways available in order to connect with the machine. So what are the ways available to connect with the machine? By using Git bash, you can connect. By using mobile extram, you can connect. By using PuTTY also, you can connect for the machine. So now go to AWS. My machine is created. Select the machine and refresh this status. The machine status, you can see it is in the running state. Now you can connect with this machine and we can perform operations in the machine. Okay, so in order to connect with this machine, let's click on connect. When you go to the connect, it is showing SSH client option. Now, so this is the procedure we need to follow to connect with the machine. So we need to give read permission for the PEM file, and this is the SSH command that we are going to use to connect with the Linux machine. For that, we need to install Git client software in our system. In my machine, already that Git client software is available, and this is the PEM file I have downloaded. Where the PEM file is available, go to that location and open our Git bash. Now, so once the Git bash is open here, you can execute this chmod command, which is in the line number 3. So copy this command, which is in the line number 3 by clicking on this option. Then connect with that, give this command. Sir, what is this chmod command? In the Linux, we are going to understand what is chmod. Chmod command is used to change file permissions in the Linux machine. I'm giving read permission for this PEM file by using 400. Chmod we are going to discuss in the coming classes. Then I want to connect with that by using this SSH example command is there. Remember, third command we need to execute from the location where our PEM file is available. Then immediately we need to execute this SSH command, which is available as example. Just to click on this icon, command will be copied, then go here, paste and execute it. So it is trying to connect with the Linux machine available in the AWS cloud. It is asking, are you sure you want to continue to connect with that machine? Yes, boss, I want to connect. Click on yes. With this, I'm able to connect with the Linux machine successfully by using Git bash as a SSH client. So not only Git bash, guys, you can use several other tools also, mobile extram and PuTTY. How to use mobile extram, how to use PuTTY, I have already explained. I will share those videos also in our WhatsApp group. Or else, if you go through our YouTube channel today, I have uploaded one video. Yesterday's topic, whatever we discussed, I uploaded one video today in our YouTube channel. So in this video description, I have given clearly how to connect with that EC2 instance by using mobile extram, how to connect with that EC2 instance by using PuTTY. In the today's video, I have uploaded one video just 1 hour back. I have uploaded this video. In this video description, I have given the links. Linux machine with mobile extram, Linux machine with PuTTY. So in this video, I explained how to connect with Linux machine using Git bash. Whatever we have done in the class today, same thing is there in the video also. So after the class, if anybody having any confusion, they can refer that video. So with this, I am able to access my Linux machine. So what we have done, guys, what we have done today, what we have done is we have taken one Linux machine in the AWS cloud by using EC2 service. From my Windows machine, I connected to this Linux machine by using Git bash as a mediator. So this Git bash we are using as SSH client. This Git bash we are using as SSH client. So once you are able to connect with the Linux machine, then you can execute Linux commands. The first Linux command I'm executing, whoami. Whoami command will tell you what is your username, with which user account you connected with this Linux machine. I connected to this Linux machine by using EC2 user account. You can execute a date command, which will print to today's date. Okay, you can execute a calendar command, which will print a calendar. Like this, you can practice Linux commands. Before going to start the Linux commands practice, sir, why we need to practice Linux commands? So learning Linux, nothing but learning Linux commands only. Linux is a CLI based operating system. Everything that we need to do in the Linux machine based on the commands only. Okay, now let's understand Linux file system. Let's understand Linux file system. We connected to the Linux machine. Now let's understand Linux file system. In Linux machine, everything will be represented as file only. Okay, when you are going for Linux machine, everything is represented as a file only. If you want to install a software, you need to download that software and install it, right? So everything will be represented as a file only in the Linux. In the Linux machine, there are three types of files will be available. So first type of the file is called as ordinary file, guys. First type of the file is called as ordinary file. It is called as normal file also. And the second one is called as directory file. Directory file is nothing but folder in our Windows. So if you see in my Windows machine, I have 19 DevOps folder. I have classes folder. Inside the classes, 18 DevOps folder. In that, there are some subfolders available. Okay. So in the Windows machine, we will call it as a folder. In the Linux machine, we will call it as a directory file. And the third file that we have in the Linux machine, which is called link file. Link file is nothing but shortcut file. One file is referring to another file. So in the Windows machine also, shortcuts will be available. I have installed Google Chrome in my system. That Google Chrome shortcut is available on the desktop. So if I click on this desktop shortcut icon, that Google Chrome browser will open. So that shortcut is called as link file in the Linux machine. Okay, in the Linux machine, everything will be represented as file only. There are three types of files available in the Linux machine. One is called as ordinary file. Ordinary file is also called as normal file. Second file is called as directory file. Third file is called as link file. Whenever you see the ordinary file, it will start with hyphen. So you can see if hyphen is available before the file name, then it is called as a ordinary file. So here, if you see D before the file name, which is called as a directory file. If you see L before the file name, that is called as a link file. So in the Linux machine, everything will be represented as file only. How can we recognize? How can we identify this file belongs to which type? So if the file name, if before the file name, if hyphen is available, which is called as normal file. Before the file name, if D is available, which is called directory file. Before the file name, if L is available, that is called link file. Link file is nothing but shortcut file. Okay, now when you go for Linux machine, it is a CLI based operating system. Everything is based on commands only. We will use one command called ls command in the Linux. What is the purpose of ls command? Ls command is used to display content available in the present working directory, PWD. PWD is not password, guys. PWD means not password in the Linux. PWD means present working directory. If you go to Windows machine, currently I am available in the 18 DevOps folder. So this is my present working directory. In the C drive, users directory, Ashok directory, classes directory, 18 DevOps directory. This is called my present working directory. In this present working directory, I have some subdirectories and files also. This is called my present working directory in the Windows. C drive, Ashok, classes, 18 DevOps. Similarly, in the Linux machine, if you want to see your current directory, currently you are pointing to which directory, for that you will use a command called PWD. PWD command is used to display present working directory. Now, I am inside home directory EC2 user directory. If I want to come out from this home EC2 user, CD space double dot. CD stands for change directory. I'm executing CD space double dot. That means I want to come out from that directory. I'm coming one step back. Now see the PWD. I am in the home directory. Earlier, when I execute PWD command, it is showing my present working directory /home/EC2 user. Okay, CD space double dot, which will make you bring one step back, which will bring you one step back. From the home EC2 user, I came back to home directory. Now, inside the home directory, if you execute ls command, it will show you there is one directory available with the name called EC2 user. Now, want to go inside that directory. So cd space directory name EC2 user. Now, I am again came back to my EC2 user directory. So here, ls command is available, which is used to list the content. And cd is available, which is used to change the directory. You can go inside the directory and you can come out from the directory. If you want to go inside the directory, then you need to use cd space directory name. Then you will go inside that. If you want to come out from the directory, cd space double dot to come out from the directory. So how to know that? Currently we are pointing to which directory? By using pwd command, we can understand we are pointing to which directory. We are pointing to /home/EC2 user. I want to come out from the EC2 user, cd space dot dot. Now, pwd, I'm in the home directory. I want to come out from the home also, cd space dot dot. I came out from the home, ls. Now, listing the content. There are so many files available. ls command is used to list the content. So what are the commands we are learning, guys? Linux commands. Doing Linux course, nothing but learning Linux commands only. So what commands we have seen as of now? We have seen one command called whoami. It will display who logged in into this machine, with which user account we logged in into this machine, date command, cal command, pwd command, cd command, ls command. Whoami will display what is the logged in username, date command, current date, display current calendar with the cal command. pwd will display present working directory, cd to change the directory, ls to list the content. So whenever you go for ls command, it will display the content of present working directory. What is my present working directory? Slash. In the Linux machine, the root directory is called as slash. Inside the slash, that root directory, home directory will be available. Inside the home directory, our EC2 user directory will be available. We'll come to the Linux architecture, then we will understand what all these directories available in the root folder. Okay. Now, when I execute only ls command, it is listing the content of the present working directory. But I want to display these directories, whatever the content available in the alphabetical order. ls-l, long listing. When I execute ls-l command, it is printing the content of the present working directory. Okay, if you see, before this file name, L is available, nothing but this is a link file. In the Linux machine, everything will be represented as a file. Normal file, directory file, link file will be available. So if you see, before the file name, the first starting, if L is available, then this is called as link file. Then that is called as link file. For example, if you see D before this, if it is starting with the D, then it is called as a directory. Boot is a directory. Dev is a directory. etc directory. Home directory. Lib, again link file available. Lib64 link file available. So there are several directory files available. There are several link files also available. So currently we are in the which directory? Currently we are in the Linux root directory. How to check that? pwd /root directory. I want to go inside the home directory. I want to go inside the home directory. cd space home. Now I am in the home directory. From the home, I want to go to EC2 user directory. cd space EC2 user. Now I am in the EC2 user directory. Are you guys able to understand how to navigate from one directory to another directory by using cd command? Yes, we are able to navigate from one directory to another directory by using cd command. Now, I want to create one directory, mkdir. In the Linux machine, if you want to create one directory, mkdir, currently I am in the EC2 user directory. Guys, for next 3-4 days, we will perform all our operations from EC2 user directory only. Okay, because we are beginners in the Linux now. Once we understand the Linux architecture, then Linux commands, then we can play with the Linux operating system. But we are at the beginning stage now. What all the practice that you want to do, you do it from this EC2 user directory now. Okay. When you log in, when you connect with this machine, by default, you will go to EC2 user directory only. Then ls, nothing is available. mkdir, Ashok IT. I have created one directory with a name called Ashok IT. Create one more directory, Java. Create one more directory, DevOps. Create one more directory, AWS. Okay, so mkdir is a command which is used to create the directory. Mkdir nothing but make directory, which is going to create the directory. Now see, ls, all the directories are created. Ashok IT, AWS, Java, DevOps. Similarly, I want to create other directories also. mkdir, Azure, space GCP. So you can create multiple directories at a time by using mkdir. ls. Now you see total there are 6 directories are available. By using mkdir, you can create a new directory. Directory is nothing but folder. In the Windows, we will use folders. We will create folders. In the Linux, we will create directories. If you see in the Windows, in order to create the directory, what we will do? GUI. Right click, new folder. I will give the name for the folder, Python. Folder is created. So this is called GUI option. Windows is GUI based operating system, whereas Linux is CLI based operating system. Now, I want to delete one directory called Java. Okay, rmdir Java. mkdir is used to create the directory. rmdir is used to delete the directory if it is empty. If our directory is empty, then we can delete that. rmdir Java. Yes, Java is deleted. Earlier, there are 6 directories available. Now we have only 4. 5. We have deleted one directory. Similarly, rmdir, GCP, and Azure. I'm deleting 2 directories at a time. Both are empty. That's why we are able to delete. Now execute ls. I have created 6. I have deleted 3. Now the remaining 3 directories are available. So if you use ls command, it is displaying the content of the present working directory. I want to print this content in the alphabetical order. Then you will go for ls-l, long listing. When I go for ls-l, it is displaying the content of the present working directory in the alphabetical order. Ashok IT directory, AWS directory, DevOps directory is available. If you see the first character in the line, D, nothing but these are directories in the Linux machine. So mkdir is one command, rmdir is another command. What is the purpose of this mkdir command? It is used to create the new directory. rmdir command is used to remove the empty directory. cd command is used to change the directory. ls command is used to display the content of the present working directory. If you use ls-l, the alphabetical order they will display. If you use ls-lr, they will display in the reverse of alphabetical order, descending order. ls-l means ascending order. ls-lr means descending order. For ls command, you can supply several arguments also. What are the arguments you can give for the ls command? -l for the long listing, -r for the reverse of alphabetical order. For the reverse of the alphabetical order, we can use. Are you guys able to follow me? Guys, is the session going speed or okay with the speed? Please confirm in the chat box. You are okay with the speed, right? If anybody feel that I'm going speed, please let me know so that I will repeat. Anyhow, I'm repeating the concept multiple times so that you need to understand. You can understand clearly. You can understand clearly. If anybody feeling that I'm going speed, please let me know so that I can slow down. Okay? Yeah. What are the commands we have discussed as of now? We discussed about a command called whoami command. What is the purpose of whoami? To display logged in username. To display logged in username. Date command displays current date. Okay. Cal command, it will display calendar. What is PWD? Display present working directory. Display present working directory path. CD command, which is used to change directory. You can go inside the directory. You can come out from the directory by using CD command. LS command, list content. What are the files and directories available in the present working directory? You can list them by using ls command. mkdir means make directory. Make directory, that means creating one directory. rmdir, delete empty directory. If your directory is empty, if you don't have any content in the directory, then you can go for rmdir to delete the directory. Are you clear? Some people are saying that, sir, you are going speed. Now, are you able to understand the purpose of these commands? Are you able to understand the purpose of these commands now? Okay. When I am going for ls command, guys, to list the content of the files, if I use ls command like this, ls-l, it is for long listing. Display all the files with the proper information when that file is created. What are the permissions available for the file? What is the type of the file? All that information we are going to get when we use a command called ls-l, which is called long listing. When we go for ls-l long listing with the alphabetical order, the files will be displayed in the alphabetical order. When you go for ls-lr, which is reverse of alphabetical order, ls-l, we can say they will display in the ascending order from A to Z. They will display here. When you go for ls-lr, they will display the files from Z to A, that is descending order, top to bottom. Files which are starting with the A character will display first when you go for ls-l. When you go for ls-lr, it will display the files in the reverse of alphabetical order. Are you clear with the ls-l and the ls-lr? ls-l means display the files in the alphabetical order. ls-l means alphabetical order. LR means descending, reverse of alphabetical order. Okay. Similarly, we can use a command called ls-lt. ls-lt. Display latest files on the top. Display latest files on top. Which files are newly created? Those files should come on the top. When you go for T, T means time-based. ls-lt, T means time-based. If you go for ls-ltr, old files on top. Okay. When you go for ls-la, ls-lt, it will display latest files on the top. When you use ls-ltr, it will display old files on the top, latest files on the bottom. Okay. Similarly, if you use a command called ls-la, it will display hidden files also. Okay, display hidden files, guys. Okay, in our machine also you can create some hidden files. I want to hide the files from the display. That file is called hidden file. Generally, hidden files will start with the dot. Starts with the dot. If you create a file name dot Java or else dot Ashokai, a file. If it is having starting dot, that is called hidden file. If you want to see the hidden files in the Linux machine, we can use a command called ls-la command. ls-la command. Let's go and see here. If I am executing just ls-l long listing, three directories are there. Ashok IT directory, AWS directory, DevOps directory is available. If you go for ls-la, now you see there are several hidden files also available. .ssh, .bashrc, .bash profile, .bash logout, .double. These all are the hidden files available in the present working directory. To display the hidden files available in the present working directory, we are using ls-la command. If you use ls-lt, latest files will come on the top. If I use ls-ltr, old files will come on the top. So here if you see, first I created Ashok IT directory, then DevOps, then AWS. So AWS is the latest file that I have created, which is coming on the top. Right? If I use ls-lt, on the timestamp basis, it will display latest files on the top, old files at the bottom. But if you go for ls-ltr, the old files will come to the top and the latest files will go to the bottom. And when you are using this LTR, order is not important. ls-lrt also you can give same output. LTR order is not important. You can keep TLR also. You can keep RTL also. LTR also. Anything is fine. So you need to pass 3 arguments to achieve your requirement. In which order you are passing 3 arguments, that is not important. Are you guys clear with the ls command in the Linux? ls-l long listing. It will display the content in the alphabetical order, which is called ascending. File names which are starting with A, B, C, they will come first. Okay, A, B, C, A to Z. In that order, it will display. If you want to display in the descending order, which is reverse of alphabetical order, that means Z file name. The file name which is starting with Z will come first. The file name which is starting with A will go to last. If you want to display in the alphabetical order, ls-l. If you want to display in the reverse of alphabetical order, ls-lr. If you want to display latest files on the top, ls-lt. If you want to display old files on the top, ls-ltr. If you want to display hidden files also, hidden file nothing but the file which is starting with the name dot, that is called hidden file. If you want to hide some files from the display, okay? Because here if you see in our machine, I got disconnected, guys. Let me connect back. Yeah. So whenever I connect with this machine, PW present working directory ls. When I use ls, only 3 directories are displayed: Ashok IT, AWS, and DevOps. But if I use ls-la, they are hidden. There are some hidden files available. So the files which are very important, we are going to hide them so that people will not touch those files. People will not modify those files. So if you want to see such kind of hidden files available in the machine, present working directory, ls-la option we are going to use. Can you please read this command? ls command, and what are the options we are using for ls command? Are you guys clear with this option? Are you guys clear with this option? Please respond in the chat box. All of you, please respond in the chat box. Are you clear with this one? If you are responding in the chat, then I will get more energy. Then I will give you good subject. If you are not responding, then I will lose my interest. Okay. ls-ltr. What is the meaning of -LTR? LTR is used to display the old files on the top. LTR means display old files on the top. Latest files will display at the bottom. That is the meaning of LTR. Good. Next one. We created directories, right? Now let me create the file in the Linux machine. ls-l, only 3 files available. Those 3 files also directories only. If you see, the first character is D. If the first character is D, nothing but it is a directory. Now I want to create the file. To create the files in the Linux machine, there are multiple options available. In order to create a file in the Linux machine, there are multiple options available. Touch command we can use, touch command we can use, cat command we can use, vi command we can use. Like that, there are several options available. Let me go with the touch. Touch f1.txt. Touch command is used to create empty file in the Linux machine. I want to create one empty file in the Linux machine. In order to create empty file in the Linux machine, then we are going to use touch command. So if you want to create one empty file in the Linux machine, then we are going to use touch command. Okay, so let me use touch f1.txt, then ls-l. Earlier, we have only 3 files. Those are also starting with D, nothing but a directory. f1.txt, which is starting with hyphen, nothing but normal file. So I have created f1.txt. If you see, initially I explained, in the Linux, everything is represented as file only. There are 3 types of files available: ordinary file, directory file, link file. Ordinary file will start with hyphen, directory file will start with D, link file will start with L. Now if you see that, it is proved. So if it is starting with D, nothing but it is a direct. If it is starting with hyphen, it is a ordinary file. How I created this ordinary file? By using touch command. What is the purpose of touch command in the Linux? Touch command is used to create empty files in the Linux. Are you able to follow me? In the Windows, how do you create that empty file? Simply right click, new text document. Here I will give the name f1.txt. So with this, my file is created in the Windows. In the Windows GUI, graphical user interface is available to create the files in the Windows. But in the Linux, CLI, commands are available. So which command we are using to create the file in the Linux? Touch command. Touch f2.txt. So I have created f1.txt and f2.txt. Can I create multiple files at a time by using touch command? Yes, you can create multiple files at a time by using this touch command. Touch f3.txt space f4.txt space f5.txt. I want to create 3 files at a time. Touch 3 files I am giving with the space. Good, we are done. ls-l. Now you see f3, f4, f5. All 3 files also created. So at a time you can create 1 file or you can create more than 1 file also by using a command called touch command. What is the purpose of touch command in the Linux? To create empty files in the Linux. What is the purpose of touch? To create empty files. To create empty files in the Linux, we are going to use this touch command. Sir, I want to delete one file in the Linux. rm f5.txt. rm command is used to remove the file. rm space file name. rm space file name, which is used to remove the file. ls-l. f1, f2, f3, f4 available. f5 is not available because I have removed that file. I have removed that file. Sir, can I delete all these files at a time? Can I delete all these files at a time? All the text files I have created, can I delete? F1, F2, F3, F4 at a time can I delete? rm star.txt. This is a pattern. File name can be anything. If it is having .txt, then I want to delete that file. Star.txt. Name can be anything. If the file is having .txt extension, then I want to remove. rm space star.txt. Now, all the text files are deleted. Only directories are available. So, which command I have used? Touch command I have used to create the file. rm command I have used to delete the files. rm space file name. One file you can delete. Pattern delete. Stars.txt, that means star means anything. File name can be anything. If it is having .txt, then I want to delete that file. For that, I am using rm command. What is the purpose of rm? To delete files and non-empty directories. If your directory contains some data, then you can use rm command. Here already we have seen rmdir. What is the meaning of rmdir? To delete only empty directory. If your directory contains some data, then you can use rm command. Okay, let me do this. ls-l, DevOps directory is available, AWS directory, Ashok IT directory. I want to go inside the DevOps directory. cd space DevOps. Let me print the present working directory. pwd. I am in the home EC2 user. I want to go inside the DevOps. cd space DevOps. Now print pwd. I am in the DevOps directory. Okay. What is the purpose of this? pwd command. It will print present working directory. By default, we will connect with this machine and we will navigate to this directory. Now I created one directory called DevOps. I want to go inside the directory cd space DevOps. I am in that directory. Now inside this directory, any content available? No. Inside the DevOps directory, no content available. Let me create some files. Touch git.txt, maven.txt, jenkins.txt. Okay. Inside this DevOps directory, I have created 3 text files. Git, Jenkins, maven. Now I want to come out from the DevOps. cd space dot. I am coming back from the DevOps. Right. Now pwd. I'm in the EC2 user. Now ls. ls-l, which is displaying the content of my present working directory. Okay. pwd, present working directory. My directory is home EC2 user. So I want to see the content of the DevOps. Then ls-l space DevOps. If I use just the ls-l, it will display the content of my present working directory. I want to see the content of the DevOps directory. I want to see the content of the DevOps directory. I'm in the EC2 user directory. In this directory, DevOps directory available, ls-l space DevOps. It is printing the content of the DevOps directory. Are you able to follow me? How to print content of present working directory? How to print content of another directory? ls-l space directory name DevOps. It is printing the content which is available in the DevOps directory. It is printing the content which is available in the DevOps directory. Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? Now, I want to delete this directory called DevOps. DevOps is an empty directory or DevOps is a non-empty directory now, guys? DevOps is an empty directory or DevOps is a non-empty directory now? Non-empty. Let's try rmdir DevOps. Oh, it is saying, boss, you cannot delete that directory because it is having some content. Okay. If your directory is empty, then you can delete it by using rmdir. But my directory is containing some data, so I cannot delete that by using rmdir. Are you guys getting my point? Are you guys clear with my point? Yes. Now I want to delete the DevOps. So if you want to delete the DevOps, then you need to delete it by using rm-rf space DevOps. This is the command we are going to use to delete the non-empty directories. If you want to delete the non-empty directories, then we are using rm space -rf space DevOps. If it is empty, for example, if you see ls-l, ls-l, AWS is available. rmdir AWS, but deleted because it is empty. To delete the empty directory, we will use rmdir. But same command if I use for DevOps, no, not working because it is not empty. So how to delete the not empty directories? rm-rf space DevOps. Someone is saying, Anusha, sir, Windows is more easy than Linux now. Why to remember all these commands? Why can't we go for Windows only? So guys, what is the answer for her question? She is feeling Linux commands are difficult. Windows is easy. Then why to go for Linux? Why can't we use Windows? Windows is paid. That is the first problem. Second problem is the security. Third problem, it is a single user. Yesterday we discussed about that concept only. Anusha, please go through the yesterday's video so that you will understand why people are using Linux instead of Windows. Got it? Complete software industry will use Linux machines only, not Windows. Okay, good. Now, here I am using rm command in order to delete a file, in order to delete a directory. If you want to delete a file, directly you can use rm file name, but delete. But if you want to delete a directory, then we need to use rm space -rf space DevOps. Sir, what is the meaning of rf here? In the rf, r means recursive, f means forcefully. R means recursive, f means forcefully. That means I want to delete all the content of the DevOps directory forcefully, then delete the DevOps directory. R means recursive. Recursively, it will check what content available in the DevOps directory, forcefully delete it. So whatever the content, I want to clean up that directory. I want to remove everything from the directory. Recursive means repeatedly it will check what is available. F means forcefully delete it. Done. With this, we are able to delete the DevOps directory. So if it is empty directory, you can go for rmdir. If it is not empty directory, we need to use rm space -rf space DevOps. -rf, R means recursive, F means forcefully. Recursive means it will delete all the content also without asking any confirmation. It will delete the content available in the DevOps directory. That's why we are using rm space -rf space the directory name. Non-empty directory also deleted. Non-empty directory also deleted. Are you able to follow me? Good. Now I want to create one more file. Touch f1.txt. Okay, ls-l. I have one directory and I have one file. Now I want to change the file name. I want to rename it. F1 file is available, right? I want to rename the file to java.txt. File name is available as F1. I want to change it to Java. To change file names, rename the file, we will use mv command. mv. Okay. What is the name available? f1.txt. Old name. What is the new name you want? java.txt. I'm using java.txt. This is the command which is used to rename the file. What is our present name and what is our new name? Okay. Now enter. ls-l. Now you see, earlier the file name was f1.txt. Now the file name is changed to java.txt. How to rename, how to create the file? fetch command. How to delete the file? rm command. How to rename the file? mv command. So this is Linux OS. Linux course means learning the commands. For next two weeks, as I told you, total 2 weeks duration, right? 10 plus hours of time, 10 to 15 hours we are going to spend for this Linux course now. So what we are going to learn in the Linux? These commands only. If you know these commands, that means you know Linux. In the industry, people will use Linux machines to set up the infrastructure. So Docker is required for the project. Docker we will install in the Linux. How to install Docker in the Linux? By using commands. For my project, Kubernetes is required. Kubernetes will be configured in the Linux machine. How to set up Kubernetes in the Linux? By using commands. Everything we will do by using commands only. Learning Linux, nothing but learning commands. Using these commands, we will use Linux machine. If it is Windows, GUI is available. If it is Linux, CLI will be available. Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? Are you able to understand the commands? Are you able to understand my explanation? LS full form, list. LS full form is list. List everything. Okay. Good. So we are using mv command. What is the purpose of this mv command? mv command we can use for two things, guys. One is rename and move from one location to another location. Okay. What is the purpose of mv command? mv command we will use for two things. By using mv, we can rename the file and we can move the file from one location to another location also by using mv command. Now, you see here ls-l, I have file name java.txt. Can I rename it to Python? Can you send me the syntax? I want to change this file name java.txt to python.txt. How can I change it? What is the syntax I need to follow to change this? What is the syntax I need to follow to change this? Come on. I need answer. 500 people are there. Only 5 to 6 people are responding. Out of 500, 5 people are responding. What is this, guys? Yes, mv space, old name java.txt, new name python.txt. Now ls-l. Now see, the file name changed from Java to Python. The file name is changed from Java to. Now, currently python.txt is available outside of the Ashok IT directory. Can I move that file into Ashok IT directory? Move the file from one location to another location. It is something like a cut paste. In the Windows, we have the option called cut paste. Cut from one location, paste in the another location. Can we do that? Yes. So you see my present working directory, EC2 user directory, home EC2 user. In this directory, Ashok IT directory is available, python.txt available. I want to remove the python.txt from this EC2 user. I want to keep this file inside the Ashok IT directory. For that also, mv command. mv python.txt space ashokit/python.txt. I want to move this file from current location to ashokit directory. Enter. ls-l. Now, is that file displaying? No. So earlier, when I execute ls-l command, what happened? It is displaying the content of the present working directory. So earlier, in my present working directory, ashokit directory available, python.txt file also available. Then I have executed mv command. So this file from the current location, I want to move to ashokit directory. Once I have executed the mv command, file is disappeared from the present directory. Now, how to see the content of the ashokit directory? ls-l cd space ashokit one option, ls-l space ashokit. Okay, the file which is removed from the present directory is pasted in the ashokit directory. So what is the purpose of mv command? By using mv command, we can do two things, guys. By using mv command, we can do the rename and we can move the file from one location to another location also. mv. So present name, new name. This is the syntax. mv. What is the present name of the file? What is the new name you want to give for the file? mv. What is the present location? What is the new location you want? So mv command is used to rename as well as move from one location to another location also. rm, which is used to delete the files as well as which are used to delete the directories also. So if you want to delete the file, directly you can use rm command and you can give the file name. rm space file name, that file will be deleted. If you give star.txt, the file name can be anything. All the text files will be deleted. A star.txt. Any text file which is starting with the name A, after A, it can be anything. The file names which are starting with the A, the text files which are starting with the A will be deleted. If you want to delete a non-empty directory, rm space -rf space directory name, which is used to delete the non-empty directory. R means recursive, F means forcefully we are going to delete it. Forcefully we can delete the content when you use this rm-rf. Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? What is the purpose of touch command? Touch command is used to create the empty file. Okay, how do we create the empty file? Touch space f1.txt, f2.txt like that. ls command, which is used to do the long listing. rmdir, delete empty directory. mkdir, make directory. ls, list the content. cd, change directory. If you want to go inside the directory, cd space directory name, you can go inside. If you want to come out, cd space double dot, you can come out from the directory. Go inside and come out. Okay, I hope you are clear with the mv command. Are you guys clear with the touch command, rm command, mv command? Touch command, rm command and mv command, guys. Next, another important command, that is cat command, guys. In the Linux, there is another command, guys, which is cat. It's a cat command. Create file with the data and append data to file and print file data. You can use cat command for 3 reasons. By using cat, you can create a file with data. You can append data to the existing file. You can see the content of the file also. Okay, let me show you what is the syntax we need to follow while working with the cat command. By using cat command, we can do 3 things, guys. What are the three things we can do by using cat command? By using cat command, you can create a file with the content. If you use a cat with a single arrow like this, then you can create a file with the content here. If you use a cat double arrow, which is used to append the data to the existing file. If you use cat space file name, it will print the content of your file. If you use cat space -n space file name, it will print your file data along with the line. First one, to create a new file with data. Second one, to append the data to the existing file. Third one, to print file content. Fourth one, print file content along with the line. What is the purpose of cat command? You can do three operations by using cat. Create a new file with data, create new file with data, add the data to the existing file, print the data of the file, print the file data along with the line numbers also. Are you able to follow me? Yes, let's do this practice now. Okay. ls-l, no files available in the present working directory, cat space arrow f1.txt. This command is used to create a new file with the data. This command is used to create new file with the data. Cat arrow f1.txt. It is waiting for me to enter the data. I will enter, this is f1 file. This is new file. This is for testing. I'm writing the data like this. After writing your data, press Ctrl D. Then the file data will be saved and file will be closed. Okay. Cat single arrow f1.txt, which is used to create a new file with the data. After creating this file, I want to print the content of the file. Cat space f1.txt, which will print data available in the file. I want to print the data along with the line numbers. Then cat -n f1.txt. There are 3 lines available. It is printing the data along with the line numbers. Printing the data along with the line numbers. I want to add 4th line to the file. Already 3 lines available. I want to add the 4th line to the file. To add 4th line to the file, the command is cat double arrow to append the data. Now, this is my 4th line. Enter Ctrl D. Now, see the data. Cat f1.txt, 4th line is also added. Print along with line number cat -n space f1.txt, 4 lines. We are able to do 3 operations. Cat single arrow with file name to create a new file with the data. Cat double arrow with file name to append the data to the file. Cat space file name to print the file data. Cat space -n space file name to print file data along with the line numbers. Are you guys able to understand the syntax of these 3 approaches? Cat to create file with data, to append data to the file, to print file data. Sir, if I use single arrow to the existing file, what will happen? You see guys, cat -n f1.txt, 4 lines available now. In the f1.txt, I am writing cat single arrow f1.txt again. I'm going to write the 5th line with this single arrow. This is 5th line. This is 5th line. Ctrl D. Now, cat -n f1.txt. It will overwrite. That means when you use single arrow, it will overwrite the data. It will always create the new file. So old data is not available. Only latest data is available. So if you want to append the data, then you need to use double arrow, not the single arrow. If you use a single arrow, it will create the new file, will write the new data, old data will be lost. If you want to add the data to the existing file, double arrow we need to use. If you use the cat space file name, it will print data available in the file. If you use the cat -n space file name, it will print file data along with the line numbers. That is cat command. So touch command is there, cat command is there. What is the difference, guys? Touch command, it is used to create only empty files. Touch command is used to create only empty files. Then cat command, which is used to create the files along with the data and append data and print the data. Three things we can do by using cat. Are you able to understand my point? Are you guys able to understand my point? So what are the commands that we have learned now? What are the commands that we have learned? We learned whoami, date, cal, pwd, cd, ls, touch, rm, mv, cal. These are the commands we learned. whoami, date, cal, pwd, cd, ls, touch, rm, mv, cat. Do you know what is the purpose of all these commands? Do you know what is the purpose of all these commands now? Excuse me. Okay, perfect. With this, I'm stopping for the today's session, guys. I'm going to upload these notes in our website. Linux material. All of you, please access these notes from our portal. How to access the notes from the portal, I have already explained. I'm updating the same file, guys. Okay, in the same file, yesterday notes and today's notes also will be available. Linux notes. This is our Linux running notes. Day 1, day 2 content is available in the single file only. Once your commands practice is completed, the best thing is stop the machine. My EC2 machine is in the running state, right? You go to the AWS cloud, you select the machine that you have created for practice. Then you go to the instances that are available. You can see my Linux VM, which is running. Select this machine, which is running. Then instance state, stop it. Tomorrow, we can start the machine again. Okay. If you terminate, machine will be deleted. You cannot get it back. I'm just stopping my machine. Tomorrow, again, we will start the machine and we will do the practice. Okay. That's it for today, guys. In the second day, we have learned several commands in the Linux. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., Kubernetes free workshop is available. Tomorrow evening, 6:30 p.m., our Linux class is available. And we will learn few more commands in the tomorrow session. Next 2 weeks, we are going to learn the Linux commands only. Linux course means Linux commands. I hope you got the clarity how to work with these commands. So please do the practice before coming to tomorrow's session. Good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We'll see you in the tomorrow session.